Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. Hopefully you guys had a good sales weekend. Ours was pretty good, I'd have to say. Can't really complain about the sales overall. We're dealing with, I think, a couple $400 days and a $300 day. And today is kind of slow, but that's kind of expected. Really, a lot of people, I think, are done with their holiday shopping. I mean, they'd have to be pretty close to where you're at for you to be able to get them to them. I had I wonder if anybody else has had this today, received a sale, and it stated that it must get here by Christmas. They didn't reach out to me. They just put it in the notes in the sale. So here I am trying to go above and beyond. I went in and I ran the label and got it out. So I got it done before the FedEx guy came here, and they already came here. I just have to probably go and help the USPS guy when he gets here, because there's a lot, and I'm not going to do that to him. I'm going to help him get it to his truck.
There's some big boxes. You're not going to do that to me.
I'm not going to do that to you either. No. And I'm not going to do that to him either.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking that from the time the sale came, I saw the note in the sale, grabbed the box, got it weighed up because it was ready to ship, got it labeled, upload the tracking, and I even sent him a message with a picture of the package because it's a retail box. It's a practice net for like baseball and softball, and it's in the retail box. Okay, and it's a really sturdy box. It's going to withstand the shipping. But I had to let them know, at least showing them a photo, that not only was it labeled, ready for shipment today, to give them an idea that it is going to arrive that way. So, and to give an idea, according to the tracking, it said it was going to arrive sometime middle of the week. So at least they have a heads up. Not like what Amazon does and, just sends it with or without the box, and you have no idea if someone's going to see whatever is being supposed to be under the tree. And obviously this is a present for somebody. So doing a lot of reading, not only within the Power Hour comments, but some of my own comments and videos, and on the eBay forums, where you're seeing a lot of people that are just, I guess they don't have an answer to what maybe is going on, and all they can say is eBay is rigged. And what does that even mean? I mean, they don't know you from Adam. Are you trying to say, when you say eBay is rigged, that maybe they only care about the larger sellers and not the smaller ones? And I also kind of wonder if the folks that are saying that eBay is rigged are affected by a lot of the things that I was talking about today in my video. I don't know if you saw my video today, but basically it's like the 5 things that eBay measures to assess your account health and where you rank, as how they assess your account health as it pertains to where you end up being compared to your competition, and what they look at to determine eventually if you go up to top rated, stay at above standard, or the worst possible rating you can get, that's below standard. So it's very important. I think a lot of people overlook that, but I just wonder how many people are blaming eBay for their lack of dedication and being proactive towards the interaction, whether it's a good transaction or it's a bad one. We're dealing with a difficult buyer. And I think sometimes people just want the buyer to go away, and they allow these defects to happen when they shouldn't have to. And I think a lot of those people who are trying to make sales with defects they don't even know about, are ones that are complaining. So want to know what rigged means to you? Please put that in the chat. Hold on, let me get something to drink.
I think they don't have a realization of what they're saying by rigged. I mean, eBay's a business. eBay's doing whatever it is that they've been doing. Yeah, it's been very glitchy all year, but rigged, that's a big claim.
Well, I just think that these people who say that don't really have a firm understanding of what's going on with the economy, what's going on with reselling in general. That it's expected in Q4 that we were going to have slower than usual sales, and I think a lot of these people who are saying that are within their own bubble and within their own lens and are saying, "Wow, sales are slow. They must be picking on me. They must hate me."
Well, they probably are, because they're not putting in the work. They're not doing what eBay requires as of late. There's a lot of things that have changed on eBay, and if you don't learn to pivot and move where eBay is going, you're gonna fall off track.
Yeah,
and that's it. It's just the way of business.
We talk a lot about things that you don't have to do, or it doesn't matter if you do this or do that. I'm a firm believer that if you consistently list, you're going to get consistent sales.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, aside from all the account health stuff that I was talking about this morning in that other video, you are going to get consistent sales. I just
Our stores are
stuff,
proof of it. With the fact that we can go on our secondary store, we can list like a madman for 2 weeks straight, and then all of a sudden there's a big lull. So we have a week of nothing. The sales, they tell us that. If you're not consistent in your business, you're not going to get consistent results. Period.
I mean, after all that, I can only tell you from experience, it's more than a coincidence at this point where, I'm going to get consistent sales. It was almost like today I was listing, and as I was launching an item, here comes a sale. Launch another item, here comes a sale. And it's just too much. It just happens too often for it to be a coincidence. That's just what I've seen. Maybe, of course, you could be in the camp where it just doesn't matter at all. You can just do what you want to do, and you're going to get sales provided you have good stuff. I'm in that camp too. I believe you need to have good stuff, and I think that's part of what's happening with me. But at the end of the day, I think that your activity has a huge, huge impact on the boosts that eBay likes to give. Yeah. Now, Guide Guru, thank you for the super chat. Smash the like button. Yes,
thank you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Duncan VR says, hope you two have a good Christmas. No presents under the tree, Jenna. All John's hats say A on them. What the A stands for, I'm having a slow down week and taking a break. This is an Angels hat. California, Los Angeles, Anaheim, California, whatever label you want to put on them. They lost, their best player to the crosstown rivals. So yeah. It's a sad time to be an Angels fan, but I'm still a true fan no matter what they do. And that's what the A is for.
Yeah. And no, we won't have any presents under the Christmas tree because there is no Christmas tree.
We have one.
This is our Christmas tree this year, and it doesn't have much room for much. So all of our Christmas presents are actually all piled up in a chair, just waiting to be put into the car to take to California.
Yeah. So thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your super chat. It's very much appreciated. And, guys, we had this last week dealt with a huge, huge distraction.
Yeah.
And we got it. We got it done. We worked around it. We found a way to work around this huge distraction. Now, I hate to call my friends a huge distraction, but it is. When you're in Vegas and you have people coming into town, it's one thing if they're going to be here for a day or two, but these guys are here for a week. And like half of the nights, I think all but 2 nights, we were out with them for dinner, doing things like Elvis show, Cowboy Christmas. It got quite costly, quite expensive overall. But you know what? I think sometimes you just need to sacrifice and spend time with the people that you care about, your friends and family. So was it worth it? Yes. It was worth it. But I sure worked my ass off. We worked our ass off, for lack of a better term, to make sure that the business was still happening. So, whether it's Cowboy Christmas or anything else, this time of year, you're going to be dealing with a lot of distractions with the holidays. Now, we're going to be going here this weekend. I'm sure many people are going to be traveling. that's going to be time away that I'm going to have to make up for. So I'm really busting butt this week to really get a lot of my work done. And maybe some of you like Duncan are just taking it off, which is, I would say, if you can do it, but I'm not wired that way. Even I know that I probably could, but I just,
he doesn't know how to relax.
I just don't.
I mean, as it was on Thanksgiving, the week that we went to Thanksgiving in California, there was one day where John actually sat on the couch and watched movies with us, with the family. And that never happens. He's always got the phone, the iPad. Yes, he did break away later on to do more work on his laptop, but for, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours, he was dedicated to just hanging out and relaxing.
Yeah, I got to tell you, we came way too close around a year ago this time, December, January, to failure for me to ever take that for granted and ever take the foot off the gas. That's just the way I look at it. I would rather bust my ass. I keep saying that. I don't like cussing on this channel.
Hey, this is raw and real with Jenna and John.
And have a place to live. Have, to be able to do the things I want to do when I want to do them. Have my electricity, my food, whatever. Than to have to worry about that because I took time to play video games or to do other things that people would constitute as taking a break.
But even when we were struggling, he didn't take a break. Even before we were struggling, he didn't take a break. He does not take breaks.
Well,
it motivates him more so when we're not doing well to put the foot on the gas and put it in overdrive, and he will work and work and work and work until I push him to just take it down a notch.
Yeah. But, last year, despite all the work, you don't have good items to sell, you're not going to get a lot of success. Yeah. And that's kind of what happened. Yeah. Okay. So please let me know what you guys think rig means.
13 minutes of
you were talking
monologues
during that time. So you were into my time. So
hey.
Brian H says, hello, John and Jenna and everyone. Thanks for being here.
I think somebody said last weekend I don't know what today is. Today, Monday. Yeah. Friday, I was too quiet. So guess what, y'all?
Yeah. I don't know what got into her. Maybe it's just the Cowboy Christmas got you out of the house and you're in a better mood. I don't know. Maybe. But I got to tell you guys, that was one long day.
Cowboy Christmas is no joke.
It was Friday. We met friends for Christmas, for breakfast, that is. And we all kind of went our own ways.
Y'all know I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, it's
8 o'clock where were we? Paris?
Yeah, you're using terms like y'all, and so it's definitely Cowboy Christmas that's got a hold of you. But we were walking a long way, a lot of vendors, just dealing with a lot of stuff. It was kind of a fun time. You shop for your little Secret Santa, come back, have it all packaged up, and we met for dinner and gave our presents to our friends. So it was kind of cool. Charlie McBride says, in the past 2 weeks, I have put up 300 baseball hats, all at reasonable prices, and have only sold two new category for me. Are they gating me? No, I don't think they're gating you. Look, I have a bunch of cowboy hats, but baseball hats. Think about stupid Cowboy Christmas still.
It's not stupid.
Well, if you're into that thing, I put up with it. But nonetheless, to address your situation, I have a ton of hats that I bought. Baseball hats, and the only ones that have sold for me recently were the ones that we put on the secondary store with the 50% off sale. We're talking like $7 or $8 for a hat plus shipping. Now, I guess that's okay. I'm into these hats for 50 cents a piece, but if you're trying to get 10 to 15, like a lot of people would normally try to get, you're not going to get as many sales as normal. And, a lot of people, especially if they're used hats, I don't know if they are, let's see, not sure if they're used or new, but if they're used, I just don't see people buying used hats for people for Christmas. I really don't. Nikitana says, hi, J&J. I hope you'll have a wonderful Christmas. I hope you do too.
I hope you do too.
Now, Biff, this is kind of why we were late today getting on the live is because I saw your remark in the queue there, and I thought I'd try to look it up. And he was asking, I actually have a question and not an opinion for once. I see people quoting what percentage of sales they get from external page views. Where is that info? Now, during the scramble, I couldn't find it, but I'm wondering if it could be somewhere buried in your either your marketing dashboard, maybe something like that, like with your ad spend. If you're doing offsite ads, that type of thing.
It'd probably be under marketing.
Well, that was already there, but it's like advertising dashboard. I don't know. This is a guess. Maybe someone will have the actual answer to that. And you can get your raw ass on there, but you're not going to find it there. I don't know. Good question. I'll have to do some research on that. It's not something that I spend a lot of time doing, looking for those metrics, but someone I'm sure knows where it is. Callie Deb says, hi, John and Jenna in chat. I hope everyone is doing well and gets lots of good sales. Henri Squaws is back from the post office just in time. Hi, John, Jenna in chat.
Well, hello.
Awesome. AJI3 says, did anyone else's sales taper off and die Sunday and today? Sundays was, I would say, only okay. I mean, it
Sunday
went from
was good for me on my store, but we have a huge sale going on, so
like 480 to 400 to 300. Now today it's only about 100. So
today is terrible.
What I've done, I'm surprised by that too, because what I did, I have my markdown sales every 2 weeks. So today starts the new 2-week period through the end of the year. And so this time I went in and set a special markdown sale where a lot of my older things that have been listed over like 3 weeks to a month or more are given a 25% discount. That's even before they use my coupon, my 10% off coupon. And to really push sales, and I'll still make money off of those prices. And I was surprised to wake up this morning and with no sales. I've had 2 smaller sales, that net, and then a one of those safety rails for a bed. I had that. So we're talking like less than $100 in sales today. And I'm very surprised that people haven't jumped on the deals.
The day's not over.
Well, it's not over, but I mean, you would think you have a great sale going on.
I know,
I
but
think
maybe
it's a good
they're
sale.
at work right now.
Well, they need to get shopping. Guide Guru says, "What's up, everyone? Sales have dried up, which is typical for this time of year. On to Q1. Yeah,
I'm ready for January.
Yeah,
I'm over Q4.
I'm over 2023. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a year sales wise for us, but it's on to the new, like we're doing with the new store, and just focusing on that. Mike Camperelli says, hi, J&J and FAE family. Sales haven't been as good as I had hoped for during Q4 crunch time, but have been making steady sales. Can't complain about that. Hoping for a strong January sales rally.
Yes.
Let's hope. I mean, the economy ain't changing any, but people's need to maybe pinch pennies because they are focused on buying Christmas presents. And I think that's part of it. I really do. I think you're seeing sales where people are buying stuff. But at the same time, I think people are really looking for deals right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to carry over too. Biff says, as for the topic, an algorithm is a set of instructions like a recipe. The instructions are written to hopefully maximize the probability of conversion. You can rig the algorithm in your favor by offering items at a competitive market price. They need not be high STR or high ASP. I convert my dumb items at 3.3%. But the argument that people are making is it's rigged. So when they say it's rigged, it's like they have no chance is kind of what it is. You know what I mean? Even if they did find the good item to sell, let's say it is high ASP. Let's say it is high sell-through rate. They're insinuating a lot of these things that I'm reading that it's just not going to work for them because the deck is stacked against them. When I agree that you have an algorithm that doesn't, in my opinion, discriminate between one seller to the other, unless you have maybe you have a shoddy account health, maybe you have too high prices, maybe you're not playing the game the way eBay wants you to within that algorithm, and therefore eBay doesn't give them the same kind of exposure they would give another seller who's following the processes that eBay wants us to follow. So that's the only thing I can think of that someone could say it's rigged. But even then, it's 100% within you to make those changes. Because I could have said the same thing last year. Hey, this is rigged. I was making money for years, and now it's like not happening. eBay hates me. It's stacked against me. Woe is me. But guess what? We made some changes, and it's been great since. Kina says, hello, folks. Thanks for being here, Kina.
Hi, Kina.
Duncan says, so why do some buyers just pay full price? Do they just not see the coupon? They don't see it, just like they don't see like special notes you have under the condition, just like they don't see that, you have like extra handling time. The range of dates is going to get it there, like maybe beyond when they ideally would want it, but they didn't take the time to look. People, I'm a firm believer that people are very, very fast to make a purchase. They don't if it looks good on the photo, the title looks about right, the price is right on. They might not see that you said to read that there's a problem with the item or whatever. And of course the coupon, they just don't have time for it. And people might be okay with the price they saw before they clicked into the listing and aren't all that concerned about it. I see it all the time. Jackie says, hello all. Thanks for being here, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Kim Sharp's with us. Thanks for being here, Kim. And Jerry Johnson. Thanks for being here. And Mike says, regarding eBay being rigged, I don't think so. They're just a business like us trying to do the best for themselves, keyword themselves, just like us. They aren't going to cater to the sellers at their expense. eBay wants everyone to sell. If they could just snap them, their finger, wave the wand, and say, okay, everyone's going to just sell lights out. We're just going to have buyers pop up on the platform and everyone's going to prosper. They would. And the reason why they would is because if a seller prospers, if all sellers prosper, they are going to prosper as well. And that's what eBay cares about. Ultimately, all businesses care about that. And yes, they might have other things that they care about, but the main driving factor is how much money can they make. And they are going, and the secondary factor would be the customer experience, because they know the customer has a good experience, they're going to come back. But if you're the seller that has bad metrics and are like, it's rigged, well, did eBay really do that or did you? Now, I'm not saying every person who says it's rigged has bad metrics, but it wouldn't surprise me at all that that's why they're getting kind of, as some people would say, gated or, held back. Spilf Ford Pinto says, hello, everyone. Hey, John and Jenna. Thanks for being here, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Let's see. Guy Guru says, I'm not a fan of coupons, and actually One Foot Flipper had some good points about the coupons. When buyers sort by lowest price, coupon isn't even factored in. For me, coupon, the purpose of a coupon, and I'm talking about the public coupon, not the private coupon, but a public coupon will display on the left side. This is on the PC, the left upper hand side of your listing. If someone's looking at your item and they think, well, this might be what I'm looking for, they're kind of okay with the price. So they click into your listing and they're looking at it and they're kind of on the fence. And then they see, oh, there's a 10% coupon. You know what? Sold. I'll buy it. To me, it's what puts someone over the top. It gets the sale. It works. Ever since I started using public coupons, that is certainly something that I use in every listing. AZ Cat Sue says, hey, Richard. And Ford Pinto says, Sue. Brian Barrett says, hello, John and Jenna. Wishing the entire FAA family Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year.
I know. I can't
same to you. Thank you for the well wishes. Maya's with us. Hello, everyone.
Maya.
And we have Rhiannon. Hey, lovely John, Jenna, and FAE fam. Notice I'm the lovely one this time. You're always the lovely one, so I get to be the lovely one once in a while.
I think she's calling all of
I know,
us
but
lovely.
Yeah, but it's, lovely John should be lovely Jenna and lovely FAE fam, but it's just lovely John this time.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll let you have one.
Vicky says, hey, Richard. And Vicky says, hey, Sue. I mean, what is going on here? AZ Cat says,
you don't have to read all those.
I know, but I like to. I got a sale this morning, printed label and took to the post office within an hour. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be buying stuff, and I'm sure unless it's like a toilet seat, which we sold a couple of those rolling seats today. I doubt they're going to put those under the tree. I hope not. That's just so cringy.
You don't know.
Guy Drew says,
families roll like that.
I don't think eBay is rigged, but it is definitely buggy this year.
That's for a fact.
But that would mean buggy for everyone using. Or if it's category specific, it could be that, well, some categories are kind of rigged because the bugs are affecting those categories. And then other sellers are unaffected because those bugs aren't affecting theirs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I just think rigged is not the right word.
Well, rigged is a word that people keep using.
Well,
and
they need to get over it and start working on their business, is what I say.
Yeah, after the 20th time I read that word, I'm like, okay, maybe someone here knows what it is. The call back and forths, I can't keep reading, so I'm going to jump over this. David
You're going to be here all day.
Evening, John and Jenna, and all the people. It's late, 11 p.m. Sales are okay, not brilliant, but there's food on the table.
Yes. What kind of food we have in there?
Yes, and I think you're in Scotland.
Yes, he is.
So it might be talking a little shepherd's pie or something like that.
Devon
Short
shepherd's pie.
Says, hi, John and Jenna.
Devon.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Andy Reno says, Indiana in the house. Andy from Indy. You got to change your name, Andy, or move. Either change your name or move, because it's too close. But Indiana in the house.
Neither are happening.
How's this going, FAE family? Very, very good. Thanks, Andy. Scott Bearded Picker says, my comments on pricing video were the same. eBay is broken. They aren't changing anything. It should be selling more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't create buyers out of thin air. You are going to be chasing away some buyers when they just can't find the items in search. That I agree with the sentiment that most people say. But if they've actually found your item, you have impressions, you have page views, then what is it? Is your price too high? Is your listing not very? Your photo's not very good? There's reasons why some people are doing just fine and others are struggling. And I think every seller needs to dig deep to find and have an honest assessment as to what's going on with your business and make those changes. Jeff says, hi, John and Jenna. Folks, Merry, and happy.
Merry, happy.
And Christmas, new year, I guess. Duncan VR, what's the one thing you can do to earn more online income for 2024? Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. We do have a new sponsor. I'm going to be putting out a dedicated video for them here very soon, but there is a link down below. We are sponsored by Vendu, and they are a cross-listing program that will allow you to get your stuff in front of other people. There are people out there who will shop on Mercari, have no interest in shopping on eBay. Maybe they had a bad experience on eBay, but they don't want to stop shopping online. They might be buying on Mercari. Same folks might be buying on Poshmark and not on eBay. So if you get your stuff out and cross-posted to other people in front of other people's eyes, that is going to give you more sales. Now, it's my experience, like 10, maybe 20% more sales, depending on how hard you work it. There's people that actually work these cross-listing tools and get a lot of merchandise over to Mercari, really work Poshmark, and they're doing well. Some of them are actually, a couple that I read are actually leaving eBay because they're doing so well on Mercari and Poshmark, because they're just tired of what's going on with eBay. I get it, but everyone's situation is different. But if you've tried everything on eBay and haven't pushed your items over to other platforms, maybe that's an idea, something to try. We have more greetings here. Tommy Bernard says, rig means I suck and I need an excuse. Yeah, I
agree.
I believe there's something going on. Either there's a lot of denial going on. It's easier to blame other factors than it is to take a deep look in the mirror and say, it's been me all along. I think that there's so many people that are afraid to fail in life, when failure is how you succeed. Because if you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to learn. And I think a lot of people just think that, if I try this venture and I fall flat on my face, maybe it's something I'll tell my significant other or my spouse I'm doing everything I can, but we're not making money, and it's eBay's fault. It's everybody else's fault but mine, and it makes the sting feel better, I guess, but it's not helpful at all as far as I'm concerned. Darth Thrifter says, "Hey, Double J's, if it's rigged, I'm happy with it being that way because it's helping my sales. 8 sales today." There you go.
Yep.
It tells me you have the right things. I mean, how many times have we listed an item and within like the hour it's sold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That means you've listed an item that people were looking for at a good price point, and boom, it's sold. Now, too bad all of our items weren't like that, but it tells me that there's people out there constantly looking for items to buy. We just have to fulfill those type of items that they're looking for and not put up crap that they're not looking for. The crazy card, totally rigged. Just kidding. Hey guys. Well, you can have that opinion, but I know you're kidding. But some people will have that opinion. I will get, maybe not in the chat because, people like that don't want to get up in front of a crowd and say it's rigged when they have no way to kind of back it up.
They don't have an argument. There's no argument other than they're not doing what they should be doing.
There's many, many reasons for failure, but I will see those comments down below, how they hate eBay, how eBay is horrible, how eBay is holding them back. And if it was fixed to where it was 5 to 6 years ago, then they would be doing just fine. But they fail to take into account the economy. They fail to take into account the changes that eBay is telling us. Now, maybe indirectly, we're trying to figure it out for ourselves. But eBay, through their actions, they're showing us we need to make changes as sellers. And there's a lot of people out there ignoring it, trying to sell the way they did 5 years ago. And it's just not going to work. Vicky says, all I've been doing is delisting and sell similar, still unpacking from the move back to NC from Texas. I still have sales, just not a lot. Yeah. Wow. And well, hopefully that goes smoothly for you. It's usually when you kind of take a break from a platform and due to life, whatever you're dealing with, and then try to get back in the swing of things, it is sort of a slow, gradual return back to where you were.
We've moved a couple of times, quite a few times, sadly. And especially going from one state to another, that can really just joggle your whole lifestyle. So I know you'll get there, but it's just going to take time.
Yeah. And just consistency. That's what's going to get you back to consistency, I think. Mm-hmm. Maya says, I don't know if the account issues have that much to do with it. My sales are extremely slow on eBay, and I haven't had a defect in over 3 years, except one, which eBay for Facebook removed. No negatives. Okay, so that kind of wipes that reason out. So there's many reasons why you can believe that you have everything in order and something's not right. It could be, that's just one of them, the whole account health thing. But like we said, could be the items. Are the items that you are selling for anyone else? Have you done the homework to see within the last 90 days how well these items or similar items have sold? Now, if they have, that means there's something going on, whether it's your pricing, whether it is the listing itself, something's going on, the title, could be a lot of things that is keeping you from being, in the competition with your competitors. Okay. They're making the sales. You're not. If you're not seeing any sales within the last 90 days for that item, well, that tells you that maybe you're on the wrong items. And I think this is the thing that people have the hardest time with. But if the market's changing, and the market changes for each item differently, but for the most part, markets change. And you got to be willing to make the changes that are in line with what the market is saying. You got to be in tune with the market, especially if you're in a niche. You can't be deaf to what's going on within your niche. If you're selling a large swath of things on eBay, every item is going to have a different market and it's going to be kind of harder to follow. I get that, but you can still look at the 90 days for an item that you feel like, hey, this should have sold by now, and try to figure out what's going on. A lot of times it's just simply, what you have the thing priced at, like like I've been trying to sell this knee scooter here for like $70. I think I've been trying to sell it for like 70 something bucks plus shipping. I'm into it for like $7 or $8. They offered me 50. Have your it's not going to have a cha-ching play because I have my sound off, but I don't mind that sale right there. I made a sale for that. We were talking 7-8x my initial investment. I'm not counting the shipping, of course, because they're paying that in addition to that $50 offer. And I'm happy with the sale because I know I can get more of these. But if I had no offer option selected and I kept my price up in the 70s, chances are this person would have moved on because this person's looking for a deal right here. And they ended up getting one. So have your features turned on. Have your offers. Maybe you don't like dealing with customers, especially lowballers. There's a lot of people who turn theirs off because they don't want to be bothered with all that. But I got to tell you, I get at least 25% of my sales either through offers that I send to watchers or best offers that I receive from buyers. That's a fact. And you can turn on the filters to say, okay, if it's under this amount, just decline. I think that's not the right way to go for me because you can get more opportunities, even with a low baller, to bring them back to earth and say, this is what the lowest I can go. I don't play the barter game. This is my best price, which is coming down a lot. If you need this item, here's your price. Okay. And a lot of times you never hear back from them, but maybe once out of 10 times, boom, they'll grab it. So you got to be willing to play the game. Every feature that eBay implements into their software is a feature that they think that's going to help you get more sales so that you can stop feeling that things are rigged against you. And I really think that each of us need to really take a strong look at some of these features, even promoted listings, and some of you don't want to promote, and see how it'll impact your business. And once you figure that out, give it a try. Try whatever you have turned off for a week or two and see if it changes things for you. Duncan says, how to raise your ASP and weed out acquiring the junk items. Acquiring the junk items. Touch questions for John. So you raise your ASP by finding things that sell that the market says within the last 90 days or so has sold for a higher price point than you're used to selling. So you start focusing on those. You go to the yard sale and say, these whatever that I picked up, that I usually pick up for $1 to sell for 10. Maybe it's time to, and you still have a lot of those in your store. Maybe it's time to not buy any more of those and look for some higher value stuff. Now, there's a lot of times that, like the bed rail, I sold one today. I have 7 in stock. I can get those all day long for $3 and sell them for 30 plus shipping. Okay. Not a bad little flip for me. They're easy to deal with. They're not super heavy. And like I said, I sold one today, but if I get too many in stock, I stop buying those. So stop stocking up. And I don't necessarily think you're doing this, Duncan, but there's a lot of people that keep buying like, I'm just gonna keep buying all these. But if the market's changing to where you're not selling too many, it's time to maybe slow down with that kind of an item.
Yeah, it's a constant thing. When John's doing the buying for the product, he's constantly evaluating what is selling currently, and for obviously for how much. There's evaluations in everything he does. He does this on a nightly basis. And so he's constantly in the know with what is selling that we can get. So what's available to us that we can purchase, it is a constant evolving thing. It's, there was a time where the bed rails weren't selling for like, say, a month, I think it was. He stopped buying them. And then they started to pick up again. So we started getting them again. So it's just, you have to watch your market constantly.
Yeah.
It's just that.
And finding ways to make the process streamlined is also valuable. Having friends like Bearded Picker, for instance, been on his live number of times. And afterwards we brainstorm, and I've learned so much from him. Like the little plugin that I use when I source, it's the context menu search, 3 words, context menu search plugin for your Google Chrome extension. And it allows you to program, like I can find, oops, I
You
don't
sold
know.
something on Bonanza.
Oh, I've sold something on Bonanza, holy. But it allows you to say, I'm going to take this title from Amazon, and then right click and click on eBay solds, and it'll do a sold search for that term. Okay. And I don't have to go in and do filters and all this other stuff. So that has saved me nightly at least 30 minutes to an hour on my searches, because I do consider, if I haven't bought it before, I consider what the ASP is, what the sell-through rate is as compared to what's currently listed. I could consider all those factors, and I could do it so much faster now. So it just, a lot of things that you can do, whether you're sourcing online or sourcing in person, that you can improve things. And I think this is the time we make resolutions this time of year. And I think that one resolution that many people can make is to be more selective when buying stuff to resell, and maybe pass on things that are kind of questionable. Richard says people need to take responsibility and stop blaming the platform. I agree. But now that you've said that, and I've said that, there's going to be about 10 remarks or comments down below after the video. Yeah, never during it, because people feel safe when they can voice their displeasure. Maybe it's not a popular opinion, so they'll wait and get behind the keyboard. They'll have their helmet on, and they're ready to go, right? They're ready for a big fight, and they'll type away, and thinking that they're right, but they have no facts to back it up.
That they got their helmet on and they're ready to go.
If I had my Ford helmet, I'd throw it on. But no, it's in a box waiting to be sold. it's put away in the garage. It's up for sale.
Finally listed it?
Yeah. David Pentland says 100%. I respond to returns immediately. It's easy to pass the buck to eBay. I'm undisciplined at listing, and it's reflecting in my sales. So, David, I think that's got to be something. In anything we do, we got to work on our weaknesses. You're watching a sports game, whether it's soccer, what you call football, or football, which we call football. You could be baseball, could be any sport. You have players that are good at one thing and maybe weak at other things, right? And any coach will tell you, you succeed with your strengths, but you got to work on your weaknesses. And those players who work on their weaknesses become superstars eventually. They evolve their game into the next level. And I think that you tackle the things that you're having a hard time with. Not only is it going to get easier for you, but you're going to find more success. Ken, Noah Design says eBay is totally rigged. All sellers should leave the platform and let me sell alone. I have crackheads to feed. I'm sure that there's many of you in this chat right now that feel the same way, that everyone should leave immediately and go to Mercari and Poshmark and just close your eBay account right now. The Disgruntled Octopus says, morning, humans. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Our favorite squid is in the house.
Yes.
Big Dre says, hi, John and Jenna. Sold another 3 DVD box sets on eBay and a hoodie on Poshmark. Sales aren't as good as November, but we'll see if things pick up the second half of the month. My storage went up $30. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's another challenge. As you're kind of grinding along, your expenses are going up, right? That puts more pressure on you to make more sales. It's I think 2024, if I'm going to predict anything, I think it's going to get a little bit tougher before it gets better. That's just my prediction, unfortunately. Duncan says a week of slow sales on eBay is normal. It's like the stock market, up and down. Yep. Darth Thrifter says they probably say it's rigged because they have to pay promotions. Yeah, I think maybe they feel like, look, I didn't have to before. My sales were just fine. And now I'm still not, and other people are, and they're now giving them my sales, and it's rigged because I refuse to give them any more money. But it's all about sourcing. If you source at a good price point, you can afford to play the game. You may not like it. I don't like giving eBay
I
another
don't
10%.
like giving, believe me, I would much rather see those numbers added into our bank account than giving them off to
Well,
eBay.
I'd rather pass that discount off to the buyer.
That too.
Right? But if you have, look, I just took a deal. I was into it for like $8 for 50 plus shipping. I wanted 70. I'm going to end up getting about 38 bucks after the fees are implemented, right? But guess what? I made money on the deal. I can take that money and flip it into something else. Now, I could have been stubborn, and I think that's why a lot of people also feel it's rigged, because all they get are lowball offers, not anywhere close to my $70-something that I wanted, and they pass on it, and they keep waiting for the unicorn buyer to come and save them. You have to be willing to take offers like this. And I think sometimes there's been times I've had dead days. I've taken an offer or two like this, and guess what? Sales come. Okay. And people are going to say and scoff at me. That's fine. My experience says this has happened over and over and over again. Okay. If things repeat themselves consistently, there's got to be something to it more than just a coincidence. Maya says, I'm so inconsistent in listing those, so that's probably why my sales are slow. And I think eBay is going to be as consistent as you are. And I know that they came out and said, you don't have to list every day. You don't. But eBay wants you to spend time with them every day. Get into your account, do some things, list when you can, but also be in your account.
Right. And Maya, because you all know, I do not list. I hate listing with a passion. John is my crackhead lister. Okay.
I guess that was your rock. That's
well,
more
you're my rock.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is that even if I go into the crap store and I go in and I add something to the listing, whether it be in the description or something, I'm changing something, I'm whatever, just edit something. It doesn't have to be listing. You're just editing it and you're saving it. Whether you actually did edit it, I will go in and do that sometimes when the store is so slow and he is so dead set on working on the main account and our other one doesn't get as much love. You just go in there and just make some tweaks, edit a couple of listings, go in and save some things.
Yeah.
Change pictures around. Take your, whatever would be your main photo, move them around. They just want to see that you're in there doing something.
And I'm kind of having a little, as she's talking, I'm having kind of a moment here, kind of thinking back to where I'm always planning on, okay, I've got these listings scheduled to go on the days that I'm not going to be here when we leave town. And I think, okay, I'm doing my part, and the sales are usually sucky when I leave town. They don't usually return until I get back here. Well, why is that? Because when I'm here, I'm in the computer, I'm in the listings, I'm trying to figure things out, I'm sourcing, I'm tweaking, I'm doing all these things. When I set it and forget it, yeah, I've got 5 items listed, so there's my activity, but I'm not really giving it the same level of attention.
Yeah, it needs to be groped. It needs to be fondled. It's just like a spouse. It needs love. It doesn't matter what kind of love. It just wants the attention.
And guys, sometimes there's really no policy to point to. Sometimes it's just like, this is what's going on. This is what I've noticed.
Sorry.
And it continues to happen. Whenever, I swear to you, I have plenty of listings launching. And it's like, where the hell are the sales? And they just go. Now I kind of think that it's because I have my phone. I don't do a whole lot of doing things in my phone. And as compared to when I'm at home, and that could be the level of attention. It's sort of like watching TV with your kids and watching like the show with your kids and being engaged in the show. Or you could be that parent who's like on their phone while the show's on. That's not the same level of engagement. And while you can say, well, I watch TV with the kids, were you really? And that's a bad analogy, but that's kind of what I think is happening in my case.
We've had that
There you go.
experience, so we can.
Yeah, that happens every night. And it's like, are you watching the show? Because let's turn it off. Guy Guru says, John, after Christmas is over, those toilet seats will be flying off the shelf. Well, I got to tell you, we don't have a whole lot. It's really, I don't know why. It seems like we get different kind of things that are seasonal.
Yeah, we do have. I mean, there are times where we get an abundance of toilet seats, and then it'll go, it'll slow down, and then we'll get an abundance of bed rails, and then that'll slow down. It comes in waves, and we just kind of roll with it.
Liquidation's weird like that. I mean, liquidators get things in waves, and we just roll with it.
Yeah.
Vicky says, my goal is to list daily in January. Might try Poshmark also, but have to give eBay 100% first. Yeah, give 100% to what platform you're using primarily, and then, go in and try the cross listers and stuff. But if you're trying to, sitting around waiting, it's crickets, and you've done everything you can, well, why not push your stuff to other platforms?
Yeah.
Adrian says, activity is everything with eBay.
Yep.
Devon Short says, Goingel saw them 21 years ago in 2002.
Yeah.
And I did too. I was there at the playoff games, and
I wasn't there, but I did see it on TV.
I didn't know you then.
No, we did not know each other.
Urethra Franklin says, John and Jenna, thanks for being here. Ping G's with us.
Hello, Ping.
Meg. We have Meg, and let's see. Big Dre says, I used to pay $122, then $150, now $180 for my storage unit. My landlord is now charging me $75 annually plus $10 a month to have my dog. Some of these landlords are starting to go over to pet rent. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, we have to pay rent for our dogs.
Yes, Duncan Elvis did sing "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog."
Yeah,
that was so good. That's gonna catch the censors. I'm gonna have to be monetized.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
But yeah, it was quite interesting. And then we're in like. It was the cheesiest.
It was the cheesiest. Lounge. Okay.
Yes.
It was okay. Let me just make this very, very, very clear. The only reason we went to this show was to spend time with friends.
That's right.
It didn't matter what kind of show that we were going to see. We just wanted to hang out with our friends.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
the seating was just
weird. Was on another. It was a lounge, like
they placed the seats,
these big chairs,
some of the double-sized chairs for couples.
They had little tables with candles. Yeah. It was different. Yeah,
kind of like a strip.
I mean, it was.
Kind of
they loved it.
Vibe.
I wouldn't.
I'm just telling you, kind of a strip club vibe. But it was very cheesy.
Weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
It was weird.
It was really, really weird. And so we were like in the back right of the little area. And I'm just like singing in her ear just to
make me laugh.
Yeah.
Because they were all, I mean, we have quite a few of our other friends are, much older than we are. So, but we love them to death, and we get along with them great, but they like Elvis, and we don't really care for that kind of stuff.
But Urethra cares for Coke and not Pepsi. So
I love Coke.
Oh boy, it doesn't matter to me.
Pepsi is terrible.
Guy Guru says this week would be a good week to take off. Historically, not great. Yeah, I agree. And it's a good week to take on things that maybe you would do in the summer, like inventory management. I think it's good to do it maybe twice a year. And other things. Take time. Okay. Instead of listing, let's try to figure out why your current listings aren't selling. That's a good thing. Now, it's not a good sales environment right now, but at least you can see, answer all those questions that I just asked Maya. And hopefully you can help yourself figure that out. Brenda Smith says, Merry Christmas from Acushnet. I think that's the makers of the Titleist golf ball.
Acushnet. Yeah. Well, hello, Brenda.
Let's see. Yes,
Merry
thanks for being
Christmas.
Here. Richard says Q4 big sales, but with that comes returns, part of the business. Yes, and that's going to be my next question. I'm glad you brought that up. What do? You have somebody who, let's say you've sold something back in November for early Christmas shoppers, and they nothing wrong with the item. Maybe they changed their mind, or just they bought the wrong size for Aunt Thelma. Maybe she's taken a few extra trips to the salad bar that they weren't aware of. And now they want to return it. And what do you tell them? It's beyond your 30-day return policy. What do you do? I'm curious. How many people are going to adopt the Amazon and Walmart 45 days or whatever it is, maybe longer than that, returns, maybe into January? I got to tell you, I'll be honest, I'm not just the way it is. Unless I goof up, I'm not the charity case here to make money. And the rules are very clear when they buy the item, 30 days. And unless there's an issue, a major issue where I really screwed up, it's not happening. Duncan says, John, you need some downtime, even in just a long weekend for Christmas. Well, we're going to get that. We're going to get that.
We're trying to decide whether we want to leave on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call our daughter after the live, and
I think maybe early Saturday, because we're going to have a little live stream here on Friday night. I can't miss that, right?
Yeah, but that means we have to be leaving at I want to leave early Saturday morning.
There you go. We'll pass up a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Adrian Garris says, mortgage got to be paid. If he's devoted to work, at least he ain't out whoring and gambling.
That is faux show.
And I have a dedicated bankroll, and I want to get out and play some cards.
Yeah.
But I just don't do
John is very disciplined in everything he does. Literally.
Yeah, even gambling.
Yes, even gambling.
Yeah.
I am a very blessed woman.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that brisket that I made yesterday.
Oh,
that was off the chain.
But
we'll move on. Patricia says, I'm listing like crazy this week because sales after Christmas are usually strong for my vintage.
Yeah,
yes.
That's true.
List when you can. I mean, I'm not against listing at all. I'm not for building a huge store of low sell-through rate items, though. That's a method that used to work that doesn't work so well. Sawtooth Outpost says, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Noah Design says, John, you need some crackheads. A lot of people keep talking about how I need employees. I'm good. I'm good. I really enjoy what I do. Look, if I didn't enjoy what I do, I wouldn't. What's to keep you motivated? See, that's part of it. A lot of people ask, well, how do you get motivated? Well, first of all, I look forward to the next day. I go to bed and I'm thinking about, in my head, what am I going to tackle tomorrow? And it's because I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you're probably doing the wrong thing. Maybe it's time to find something different. Urethra says, what's up with the Illuminati, NWO, NASA shirt, John? Reptilians represent. It's just a shirt that I threw on. It's an old shirt.
It's just an
old shirt.
Kohl's discounted shirt.
Let's go there. Mike says, hello. List good quality items consistently, and sales will come. Also be willing to adjust your old items and get rid of it and move on. If your account health is not strong, fix it.
Yes.
And yes, that does take time to fix it, but it's about getting in line with embracing customers, whether they're good customers or bad customers, issues or not. Deal with the problems and get on top of it. I didn't have to send that guy a message showing the package with the label on it today. Within 10 minutes of them buying it from me, showing that it was ready to go and being picked up, letting them know, hey, it's going out today. But guess what? That anxiety that buyer had, they don't have to be bothering me. They don't have to look. They see, this guy's on top of it. They're more comfortable with the transaction. And I think that's going to, if there is a problem with the item that they encounter, guess what? They're going to come at me, not with an attitude. They're going to come at me with respect because I've already handled them the way they're wanting to be handled. Now, a lot of people will come at you nasty, and that's their first interaction with you because they are used to being treated like crap. So they got their crap mode on, and they're going to come at you with that crap. Saying crap for some reason today, too much. But you guys get my point. They are in defensive mode, and they're going to start the conversation off on the wrong foot. And how many of you notice you come back to them with kindness, they calm down? Many, many times they do. Carol C says, a short sermon today. Hello. Let's see. Big Dre says, made use of my 55% off points at the thrift shop yesterday. Picked up 10 shirts and a glass beer mug for $28. Shirts show comps of $20 each. Beer mug is for me. Yeah, beer mugs.
You deserve the beer mug.
Get that in the freezer. Get it nice and cold.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tommy says, people that complain or cry about eBay, if they're also doing YouTube videos, should stop doing videos and focus on the business, not the blame game.
I agree.
And you're right. And this is coming from somebody who has done a little whining about eBay. I'll just be honest with you. It's a thing that I used to do because I didn't have, I ran out of answers. And, the easiest thing was to just blame eBay a lot of the times. I'll admit it, but, and it's so easy to do. So I don't really blame these creators for doing that. But at the end of the day, I guess it's easier said than done now that I have perspective that I didn't have last year, that it all boils down to what you're selling. That's number one. Account health is very close. Sourcing is going to be because I've seen bad accounts make sales with good stuff. So sourcing is where it's at, guys. And I think if you have a resolution for next year, it's about finding better things to sell.
Gail's here.
Oh yeah, Gail Carlson says,
Hi,
hello, John, Jenna, and the
Gail.
family here. Merry Christmas.
Oh,
to
Merry
all.
Christmas.
Yes. Let's see if I can get some. Thomas says, hats are a terrible category unless you're selling extremely unique, desirable items. The category sell-through is somewhere Biden's approval rating is Trump's IQ. Wow. Yeah, it's just about, to me, it's about the turnaround. 25 to 50 cents in a hat to $10 to $15 eventually isn't bad. Low sell-through, I get it. Of course, you got to pass on a lot of the hats. You can't just grab anything. They have to be appealing. Certain brands, of course, are going to sell than just some generic hat, right? Constance Robinson says, hey, I couldn't hear y'all because I touched headphones. Ho, John, and Jenna. Yes, thanks for being here. Thomas says, Biff, they don't give us external sales numbers unless you pay for off-site promotions. So that's within the reporting of your ad spend. So I guess with my other store, I could go and probably find it. Biff, if I find the answer, I'll let you know. Noah Design says, Tommy, AOC merch is 100% sell-through rate. Acoustic clip notes. God. I've been defending my account like a boss because of your advice, John. Thanks. You got to.
You have to. Nobody else is.
No one's going to step up and defend your account except for you. If eBay screws up and does something and gives you a defect and you happen to see it on one of the reports, well, they don't care. Unless you fight and get it removed, eBay's not going to remove it for you. Devon says, my sales died last week. I've been listing this time of year is always slow for me. Hopefully January will be better. Let's hope it is. Yeah. Victor says, hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, Victor. And Adrian says, were you able to get sales matrix by age? Were you able set sales matrix by age of listing in bulk or pick and click individually? Not sure if that question is for me, but by age of listing in bulk or pick and click individually. I think it's just looking at the reports of the entire period that you're looking at. But I'm not quite sure of the question, so you might want to rephrase that. PJ's Ecom 2050 says, thanks for the recent video on account health. I understand all metrics are important. However, what's the most important metric? Well, the most important metric is of the five, probably the first one that I mentioned, the close without seller resolution, mainly because it's counted twice against you. You don't want that. So you got to stay on top of it. I'd rather have a bunch of INADs or SNADs than a bunch of cases closed without seller resolution. Let's see what we have here. I'm trying to catch up as well.
Roman.
Where's Roman? Oh, Roman. Tommy, me too. Well, he's saying hi to everyone else, but yeah.
No, he said hi to us.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't see. Oh, there he is.
You were
yeah, there. There's a lot of political talk here, so we'll try to avoid
It's not
that.
really political.
We could be talking about the Raiders quarterback too. They call him AOC. Duncan says, use this slow time to list quality items, not baseball hats. Yes. And I have a lot of hats that are sitting in the garage that someone's at the door.
Oh.
So you want me to get it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So hold on. I got to help with these packages.
Yep. I'm not doing it today. All right. Let's go back. See what kind of trouble we can get into. Can she got good? Oh, no, she doesn't. Come on, guys. There's way better out there than that. Hold on. Let's see what Rad Relic says. To be honest, the search is messed up. Who knows if it's even working anymore with promoted listings. That is true. That's a fact. Let's see. Oh, 1 Foot Flipper. Hi. I put my entire card store, buy one, get one free 3 days ago. Not a single person has taken a free item yet. Wow. That's shocking. That is very shocking. Josh is here. Hi, Josh. I feel robbed this season, because you have been gone for I don't know how many weeks now. It's probably only been one week, but I can't wait till January when you're back and live again, because my mornings are really, really not the same without you. Okay. I hear you and John in here talking all the time, but it's just not the same. So can't wait to see you back. Is he taking the packages to the truck? Oh, see, right here. See, Josh, I miss you too. We all miss you. Even the haters miss you. They have nothing else better to do.
Sorry. Whew. You got a lot of packages to ship. That's a workout. We had 2 lots of album sell, so they're a box. They're pretty
speaking
heavy.
of those, you need to go in and remove
what?
The records on the other account.
Okay.
Are you okay?
All right. Those buyers have money, and it costs them even more than they save by wasting time copying coupons for a few bucks. Pay attention to the best buyers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm out of breath. I was running. I was trying to get back here.
Goodness.
And I'm old, so that doesn't help. Fluffy T-Cat. The only rigging is by the sellers themselves. Disingenuous sales to bolster prices and shill bidding.
Fluffy cat.
Yeah, look at that little cat.
It's so cute.
Shill bidding is not something that I'm privy to because I don't do a lot of auctions. But I'm wondering, the disingenuous sales to bolster prices. I wonder what you mean by that and how that would affect fixed price listings. Is Josh here?
Yeah, Josh is here.
There he is.
I
How
just
you
told
doing,
him
Josh?
how much I missed him.
Hope things are doing well for you.
You haven't talked to him?
No.
Oh.
We got to get together, though.
What the
talk
heck?
about Wednesday.
Because don't you have something to film?
We do.
Mm.
Patricia says, hey, Josh, got some hazelnut coffee pods to send you.
Ooh.
What about us? Big Dre says, I don't drink coffee. So
He doesn't drink
I noticed
coffee.
a new tab on the app that says sale. It shows you all the sales and coupons in the store.
Oh.
Okay. Roman says, Josh told me that Canada has cheaper houses than the United States, so me and Tommy will move there. I think I think inflation's really a lot higher in Canada, or
Yeah.
it's a lot more affecting things in Canada.
Is he coming back?
No, I ran those boxes out to him. I probably should
I
have
don't know if
took
you're
my time.
okay. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just old. Bearded Picker says, pricing video. They don't accept any responsibility for lack of sales. Yeah, I think a pricing video is in order at some point. Josh says, Roman, you and Tommy are welcome. Whichever one of you looks the most like me, I'm stealing your passport and heading south. Yeah, not too many people look like Roman. He's a unique guy, so good luck with that. Fluffy says best match metrics tend to work against sellers if you keep relisting instead of start a new listing when one expires. What are you doing? That's really annoying. It does. I'm trying to focus here. She's playing with our doorbell.
No, I was looking to see if there was somebody there because it says somebody's at your door.
That was 4 minutes ago. So best match metrics tend to work against sellers if you keep relisting, but I don't really think that's the case, to be honest with you. I do end item sell similar. Now I don't do it every 3 or 4 days. I think that's kind of unnecessary. But I do try to do it once a week. And I noticed, this is something a little bit different, but I noticed that for whatever reason, it's constantly changing my return policy and adding their own return policy, because I have two. I have free returns on the small items, and that's rarely used on my main account. And I have one where buyer pays. But then they have one where they've put buyer pays plus exchange. That's their verbiage, not mine. And at one point, it showed that the policy that I used had negative 120 items using that policy. So something screwed up. But I use the end item sell similar to try to correct those things more than anything. That's the tweak that I usually make with my items. The Thrift Shop Hustler says eBay has too many cooks in the kitchen. I think there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we would probably think it's just like it's a shit show, and we would probably do it more efficiently. But, who are we? Just sellers on the platform. Josh Galt says, I let my coupon expire. I might let it run again at 10% off. Not running a coupon has had a noticeable down draw on sales. Again, I think eBay wants you to use their tools, and I really think there's little hidden boosts in a lot of the things that we do that we'll never know, eBay will never admit to. Whether it's using coupons, markdown sales, sending offers to watchers, responding to best offers, things like that. There's got to be a reason why I'll send offers to watchers. I'll give them like a 10% offer, and then it sells for full ask when I wake up the next morning. We're talking about an item that's been sitting. Happens way too often for it to be a coincidence. Beard says some got filtered and accidentally deleted. LOL.
The comments on his video.
Are you talking about that while it's gone?
No.
I don't know. I'm missing a lot of
It was a conversation probably about an hour ago.
Okay. Well, we're an hour and 13 in. So Victor says, I sell antiques and collectibles. The categories for these types of items is horrible. Item specifics are horrible. Yeah. What can you do with that? What can you change? I think just those categories are tough. I think a lot of people who have been talking about slow sales have been selling those kind of things. Now, not exclusively. There's people that do sell in those categories that do quite well, but generally, I think most people that I'm dealing with, that I'm looking at accounts, I'm looking at stores, they have a lot of things that are unique collectibles and or antiques, and they're just not selling right now well for those people. Fluffy T-Cat says, use the send an offer when someone watches your item. I do that all the time. I'll check into that throughout the day. I'm sending offers. And you should not wait until like, okay, I'll just send offers once a day at the end of the day. Because if that buyer is currently shopping, when it comes across your screen, and they're not going to wait for you to send them an offer. They're going to keep looking for whatever they are looking for. And if you send an offer to them later on in the evening, it's probably too late for most people. Tommy says, coupons showing the search results. The eye candy is huge. We have data in our coupons. We have zero data on how buyers search, but eBay puts billions into best match. I'll be in that sandbox. Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of people are so resistant to eBay. They don't want to do anything that eBay suggests because they think there's always something to it. Now, there's a lot to like promoted listings. eBay is, I think, using the suggested rates to try to trick people into promoting more and more and more, because that's their way of making more money. But I'm thinking like on the other features, eBay really wants you to use those features. There's no trick involved in those features. And if you do things in moderation, no one's saying to set a 50% off coupon. Use like 10%. I'm not saying that you should do 20% promoted. Maybe do 5 to 10% max. Draw a line and stick with it. And regardless of what eBay's trying to get you to do. Are others? This is John Red Relic says, are other sellers clicking on your items to comp their prices? LOL. That could be going on as well. You get a lot of watchers that are sellers, but I'm going to keep sending offers though. Josh says, lately I've been getting 20 calls a day from Romania, Egypt, Zaire. Wow.
Wow.
I think you got some of the stuff that maybe they're looking for. A lot of that crazy. A lot of like the chairs. He showed some chairs that he had.
I did see that this morning.
And maybe they lost the dining room set and they're looking for it. Tommy says,
those were really pretty chairs. I would love to redo.
Yeah, those are nice looking chairs.
Redo the seat covers.
Tommy Bernard says, shipping rates go up every single year at the same time and it affects us all. Shipping rates are not even something to waste a second on. If you're passing on your discount and know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people look at it from, I'm going to charge top dollar for, let's say, shipping. They don't offer, because there's a button in your settings where you can go in and offer your buyers the same discount that eBay's giving you. But they want to charge the buyer $20 and basically pay $12 for the label, right? But I think that's scaring buyers away because that adds to the price of the item for them. And it's best to offer that discount, that shipping discount to your buyers at $1 or $2 for handling in your policy. That'll pay for your, your supplies and all that. And that's going to make your items competitive with some of these people who still use free shipping. That's a thing I think that is a huge mistake if you're selling things the way I'm selling. A lot of large items, free shipping, free returns. Mm-hmm. It's just not something that should be in the cards. Just had a store review with someone who had that, and everything looked great, except for the returns and the shipping were all free. And you're saying that the returns were killing their bottom line. And I can see, spending $20, $30, $40 on a return label is going to add up if you have quite a few people changing their mind because it's free returns. Fluffy says the prices themselves are not the issue. Run a 50% off sale and see if people are not spending, the price doesn't matter at any price. But I got to tell you, Fluffy, our other store, a Hot Desert Deal store, you can check it yourself just to go and look at the items that have sold. It's been, they say we're at like 300% increase in sales month over month. And the last 2 weeks, we've had a 50% coupon. Actually, not a coupon, a 50% markdown sale. No, it was from the Monday, Cyber Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Through, I think it was through the 17th. I think the sale went off yesterday.
Oh, man.
And it's a 50% markdown sale. And we had things selling that's been sitting in our store for a long time. We upped the price a little bit, ran the markdown sale. So we're still giving a huge discount, but it's not as steep as 50%, more like 40%. And that has helped move a lot of stuff. But I disagree with the statement because even the stuff that didn't sell, if I mark that thing down 75%, 80%, maybe I just make back what I have into the item, people are going to buy it. I promise you. There's a price point for almost everything that's on eBay, but most sellers aren't willing to go that low. Let's see. Fluffy also says the only thing is the metrics. Keep relisting unsold items instead of new listings. And the algorithm will suffer. Yeah, you gotta add in new listings. You gotta add in new inventory. If you keep recycling the same old garbage without adding anything new, then I think that's not a good thing. Because I think sometimes people think that's the activity that eBay is looking for. And they don't want to list this death pile. They just keep recycling the same stuff that hasn't sold. But I gotta tell you, there's been many times I'll list new items and stuff that's been sitting will finally get that sale. Yeah. Bobby, here's Bobby Marshall. What's up, John and Jenna? This is Bobby of Marshall and Sons Auto Parts. Thanks again for looking over my store. I appreciate you guys. No problem, Bobby. Glad to help. And hopefully, some of the suggestions that I made will help. I mean, there's things outside of your control, like the economy and the demand. But with the auto, since you mentioned it, since you sell auto parts, there's always going to be a demand for it.
Yeah.
Beard says, I wonder how many of these sellers that believe eBay is rigged have bad metrics and are naturally pushed down in search. I have a feeling that it's quite a few, and those sellers probably don't even know that they have the defects. They haven't really looked into their account health and just figure, you know what? I received this return. It looked fine. Yeah, I didn't have time to mess with giving them their money back. eBay did it for me, and all is good. But they don't know that they got hit with that defect where eBay acted on your behalf, and that's never a good thing when you're dealing with a customer. eBay doesn't want to step in and act on your behalf. They want you to handle it, right? So I think there's a lot of people who are just oblivious to the fact that they might not have good account health. Let's see. Tommy says, Patricia, being on a coast shipping is huge for us. My coast to coast for shoes is $12.78. My clueless competitors is $22.75. That looks ridiculous to buyers, and it's either coming off price or no sale. Yep. You overprice your shipping, and that brings you out of the market for let's say you're competing against people that are free shipping. If you have a $40 item plus $20 shipping, that's $60. They're selling it at $50 free shipping. Who do you think they're going to buy from? Yeah. So you got to be willing to really bring down your price if you're going to deal with eBay's full price shipping rates that you're passing on to the buyer. Mm-hmm. Fluffy says, most who sell on eBay are not good salesmen. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of accounts. I've done a lot of research, and sometimes I do scratch my head. I don't know what the percentage of that would be. I don't even know if there's a way to measure that. But I would say there's quite a few on eBay who probably don't belong. Josh Avenando says, hey, what's up from Anaheim? John and Jenna, when I go on vacation, do you think it helps if I schedule daily listings or just wait till I get back? I like to do daily listings. Now, it used to be before eBay had the schedule feature, I would just have a draft and I'd launch them. So get up in the morning, spend 5 minutes launching some listings, and then sending offers to watchers, that kind of thing. That's, to me, better than just doing nothing and then wait till you get back. Darla says, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, Darla. Yard Sale Steals says, I'm in a new state, and I lament not being able to go to all the rummage sales I went to on the old state, and I can't seem to find them in my new state. Moving is hard in a lot of ways. It is. I've always wanted to try to move to a more desolate, or the word I hate to say, rural area.
One day we will be rural.
I mean, there's good things and bad things about living in the city, but like the yard sales and the entertainment and all that. But just getting to a more secluded place, you can work from home, go outside, sit, relax. Like that'll ever happen to me, right? But you know what I'm talking about.
Are you living my dream, or are you?
Maybe have a little lake, go fishing, that kind of thing. But it is what it is. Patricia's been getting a lot of Cali sales. And John says, if you treat eBay like a garden, you will sell more. You don't just throw shit in the ground and walk away. You tend your garden and it'll cultivate it. Yeah, I think that's people right. Just go, okay, I'm going to list today. I'm going to throw seed on the ground. I'm going to throw a lot of manure over top of it. And then I'm going to let the sprinklers handle it, and in 3 months, I'm going to have, some really good stuff. And it just doesn't work that way. Yeah. You can't be lazy. You're right. And
that is a fact.
A lot of people will take offense, though, if you ever insinuate that they're being lazy. You don't know me. You don't know that, I list my 3 items a day, and that's hard work for me. Yeah. But it is what it is. Vintage Vani says, hello, John and Jenna in chat. Thanks for being here. Biff says 50% of my sales are from offers received or sent. I think it's a huge part of your numbers. I think if you're refusing to send offers or receive offers, you're losing money. You're leaving money on the table. Sammy says, does anyone else look at what's trending or what people will be looking for before it hits the stores and thrift that? You could do, I believe it is under Google Trends, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you can look up items that you could potentially buy that way to see if that item's trending. But I don't even think you need to go that far. I think the only trend that you need to look for when you're out and about is to use your eBay app and to see what your competition looks like, how many people have that item for sale right now, and how many times has it sold in the last 90 days as a comparison. Kid Wilson says eBay finally makes a buy, pay immediately, which is a game changer. Before you would accept, and they would literally 4 days to pay. You give them a deal and they make you wait. It's better now. Yes.
Yes.
Kudos to eBay. eBay deserves their flowers for that, but it took them long enough. But thankfully, I don't think I've had to sell or send a non-payment cancel request in quite some time.
It's been a long time.
Knock on wood.
Thank goodness.
Henri Squaw says, almost had a disaster today because I had the weight on an item very under the listing. Thankfully, they had paid enough to cover the higher weight on the package.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
John does
Richard
that all the time.
Turns off best offer, but if they ask me, I would take an offer. I say as long as it's reasonable, and that works for me. But if you turn off best offer, you're relying on them to reach out to you directly and saying, hey, would you take $40 for this $60 item?
Yeah. Why
not just have it set and, even put a threshold? Okay, I'm not going to take anything less than 20. Let's see. Josh is laughing. Don't know what he's laughing about, but
it's been a decade since
probably
he's
at my
laughed so hard.
expense, but I'm sure he'll tell me. Yard Sale says, I've raised my ASP by only buying items I can list for $50 plus. I try hard not to spend over 10. Yeah, it's a good model. You want to ideally 10x your money if you can. I know that's not possible for a lot of items, but by being able to 10x your money, it allows you to come down on the price if you have a chance to take an offer.
And he says, so how many hours are we late today?
I'm very late. And then, going out there and getting my workout for the day didn't help either. That's sad. How, you get old, you really feel out of shape. And, they're heavy boxes and stuff, but yeah, I shouldn't have come back in here like about to die. At Your Leg says, I'm going to start selling again after a 2-year break. Unsold items that were hard to price match 3 years ago go for a lot more now. They do. And I'd say if you're starting up again, unless you have a dedicated supplier for a niche, just be willing to sell pretty much anything. Lawrence Blake says, hello, everyone. Second time making the live.
Well, hello.
Thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. Tactical Z, I think I do the opposite and pass on stuff that I should be buying. And don't be afraid. I think sometimes we're afraid, I don't want to spend $30 on this item. And yeah, I could probably get 150 to 200, but I could really use that $30 to buy more of this other thing, right? And don't be afraid to take chances in this business. But I mean, if there's no sold comps, that's a chance I don't think I would want you to take. If all the signs say, this is a decent item, don't be afraid to spend the money to do it.
Yeah.
Josh says, John and I have had some real beauties on the Power Hour. The trolls aren't over in the live broadcast.
Aren't
ever in the live broadcast. Yeah. They're not.
No.
They're watching. They're lurking. They're waiting to be able to type.
Helmets on.
They're waiting. Just like there's people right now that are waiting to probably hit the thumbs down. They probably already have. They do it on every video. And they're waiting to say something snarky in the remarks.
But it doesn't matter. I don't care if you hit the up or the down.
Yeah.
I would prefer you hit the up. But if you hit the down, you're still just
finessing
the algorithm. So thank you.
Kid Wilson says, I'd have to say rock concert t-shirts are always a favorite pickup for me. They almost always sell fast. I agree. Yeah. I bought some, came across, and I wish I could remember where this lady lived. But these were kind of in her throwaway box. She had a bunch of old concert shirts, rock, country, all kinds of them, $1 a piece. And I made quite a bit. I think I bought like 15 to 20. And I know I made at least a couple $100 on those. Accolade says, people are probably buying local at this point. Hard to guarantee Christmas delivery today. I think so.
Yeah.
Here's the theme of the day. Wow.
Puts helmet down.
Richard promotes everything. It's not the sale, it's the buy where you make the money. Yeah, but it's the sale. It's a sale that converts that buy into profit. So, if you're one that's, I got into this item for a really good price, but I am hell bent on getting this much, but you got a lot of room to come down if you really wanted to, and you have offers and you have people asking you to come down, but you refuse. You can also lose money because you're not doing it right. Let's see. Trying to catch up to you guys. Kid Wilson says 3 listings a day is 90 listing a month. I try not to miss a day. It takes me no time at all to list. And don't get caught up in the numbers.
Yeah.
If 3 listings a day adds $300 a day to your store because of your high ASP, that's more important than someone who lists $25 items, thinking that they've accomplished something when all they've done was add.
If you're gonna list 3 items a day, make it count. Make that money just add up a lot quicker with less items.
Yeah. Start looking at how much money you put into your store. Set a goal. If you have $20,000 in merchandise, maybe you're going to have 20,050, or actually 20,500 at the end of the day. You put $500 worth of merchandise in your store that day, and just keep trying to add value to your store. Guide says, I'm on the fence about offsite ads. I have been running them for a month, spent $27, although credited, and made $104. I mean, it's something I may keep it going after my credit is up. I think that offsite ads are really good for if you have multi-quantity or if you're selling in a niche. Otherwise, I don't like it. And just know that you're offering up more money over and above what you're promoting for the items they end up buying. So you're kind of double dipping, I think. Beard says, trolls are right. John is a crackhead. You heard it right here tonight. Yeah, the secret's out. The secret is out. Josh says, change the title to Grope eBay.
Yes. It's a fondling machine.
eBay sales secret. Hit the brown turbo button. Yes. Hit the button that's on the underside of your keyboard. If you can find that button, you're going to get a lot of sales. Getting a lot of sidebars, but here's Josh says, John, I would write a 2-page letter to Jamie Iannone if someone tried to return an item. Jamie wouldn't give you the time of day. That ship's done sailed.
That ship is gone.
You could be on fire on the side of the road and Jamie wouldn't stop to do business there. Unfortunately, that's the way he feels about, and I think most CEOs kind of look at their customers sort of as just peons. They're very replaceable. Blithering Rando says, discipline is huge. God knows my motivation is lacking. Yes, motivation is huge. Got to learn to love what you're doing. Huge. Yeah, but motivation is huge. Yeah. Motivation is going to help you because the motivation is lacking. Motivation is going to help you be disciplined, I think. Devon agrees with me. I agree. Your own hard work pays off. Mm-hmm. We have Grumpy Granny. Good morning, John and Jenna. Great to see you both looking so bright and happy.
Aww.
Well, thank you for being here, Granny. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Midwest Picker says, I'm going to go down to James' neck of the woods one weekend soon and play poker at night. And we'll go to the Goodwill bins during the day's pseudo business relaxation trip. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Rosie Games says, Merry Christmas, John and Jenna and everyone in the chat. Hope the new year brings everyone much eBay and marketplace success. Let's hope for that.
Aw, thanks, Rosie. Merry Christmas.
Keena says, poor old Steve is listening to the show in his vehicle driving home from the 9 to 5.
Aw, Steve, we miss you.
Ping G says, everyone in Pittsburgh Pickers chat said they love Coke Zero, so I picked up a 12-pack on sale. No one to give them to, so I'll try drinking a can every once in a while.
I don't like Coke Zero. Yeah. I only like Cherry Coke.
Yeah, we have like 12 packs of Cokes in the, like we have the Cherry Coke, we have Dr. Pepper, and maybe we'll drink 1 or 2 a week, but not really.
We don't drink much soda often.
I don't think people are watching this to see what we drink. Let's see what else we have
some
here.
people do.
Tommy says the problem is the content you put out dictates the viewers you draw. Misery loves company, so the creator thinks they're right since the viewers all agree. It's a small mind syndrome. Yeah.
Very true.
You will attract the people that think the same way that you do, unfortunately. Look, the eBay Power Hour, well, because look, I don't like that. I don't like an echo chamber. I would rather, if I'm on because Tommy, he corrects me all the time, you know, and I seriously, I'll say something that's not, yeah, Biff's looking for things to correct, but that's just Biff. Look, I don't mind it. I don't want an echo chamber. If this was all, John, you know everything. John, I agree. I see some of these big time YouTubers.
If you were like that, I wouldn't be married to you.
Some of these big time YouTubers, it's like, wow, where did they come from? It's like they drank some major Kool-Aid. It's like a cult over there. I don't mind people telling me, look, man, you're way off base here. And it'll let me, whether I agree with it or not, it gives me something to think about. Let's see. Tommy says, Josh, I've totally flipped my entire business on its head 4 times in 5 years as I've learned what I was doing wrong. I think it's great that you realized a category died and moved on. Yeah, it's always good to come to a realization, because the sooner you can realize something's wrong, the quicker you can fix it. Let's see. Beard says, who buys a used hat? Yeah, probably get used undies too.
Ew!
But people buy those used hats to cover bad hairdos, right? So if you have it all shaved off, there's no need to even wear a hat, new or not. I don't think I've ever seen Beard wear a hat. I'd love to tune in one day and see Beard wearing a hat and clean shaven. That would freak me out. But he'd have to change the name of his channel.
I don't think I would like.
I mean, he could be
Beard is Beard, but you can't.
Beard could wear an I was going to say an Auburn hat, but Alabama hat. Sorry.
Ooh, you are banned from the show now.
It was a slip. Not funny says auctions are great for cards. At least baseball cards sell for good prices. They do. Simple Beautiful. eBay is offering developers a chance to improve the platform. I hope they do. I really do. I hope they're talking about changing the search back to, or unwinding the search back, or changing the search so it's not so crappy. So to me, that's unwinding a lot of these changes we've dealt with since, some say, April 1st. Let's hope that comes sooner than later. I think if that changes, we already did a little experiment, Josh and I, where we're looking at, 1,000 results with best match, goes down to 200 results with lowest shipping. And then if you sort it by highest plus shipping, it's like 3,000 results. Well, how's that possible? So there's some problems with search. I'll tell you that right now. But it isn't like nobody's buying on the platform. There's still sales being made. So you have to consider that. If the site was entirely broken, I'd get why we'd complain and get upset. But the site isn't entirely broken. People are still making sales. Let's see. Urethra says Josh Roman and Tommy together in Canada. That's a sitcom waiting to happen. Well, That would be. I'd tune in for that one.
Yeah, I would.
That would be a hell of a reality show. Brian Barrett, the people who claim that eBay is rigged, I would love to see their stores. I guarantee you would be able to diagnose their problems in about 5 seconds.
I agree.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Amen to that. Bobby says, I've never done the end item sell similar trick. It's just a good habit to get into. If you're ending your item, you go in and sell similar. And I'm not saying bulk sell similar. I mean, yeah, I do that. I do that mostly. But if you're having some issues, it's good every once in a while to go in and do it individually. Do maybe 20 items in a day and just look. Make sure your items are in the right category. Make sure that your title looks good. Make sure that your photos don't look like you did the 40-yard dash, running by the item. Blurred photos and stuff like that. Good quality, crisp photos. Item specifics. Maybe you're missing item specifics, especially if you're piggybacking off of another listing to create it in the first place. Chances are there's a lot of those problems with your item specifics and category and all that is holding your item back from even being shown. Callie Deb says Christmas collectibles sell great before and after Christmas. I believe they do.
Mm-hmm.
After Christmas, probably at a lower pricing point. People trying to get deals on that. Lawrence says, I'm a newer seller and try to do everything eBay wants. I find it difficult sometimes to actually know what all they want.
Yeah, you and us both.
Generally, though, if they offer something, it usually will give you a boost in some way. Now, if there's not a direct monetary value is assigned to it, like promoted listings. They want you to promote at 20%. Well, promote, but don't go the full, 20%. Go somewhere that seems reasonable. Start at 3%, work your way up. See how that affects your sales. Maybe you promote at 3, you got an uptick in sales, and then you decide I'm going to try 7, and you got no more sales than you did at 3, then go back to 3. Find what works best for you. See if coupons work. See if markdown sales work. Give it a 2-week period. eBay has said that the markdown sales work best or most optimal at 2-week intervals. So give it a 2-week shot with markdown sales. Give it a 10% markdown and see if that helps you. There's been many times where my markdown sales have lapsed and I didn't renew them, and it's like my sales died. And I think there's a correlation between doing a lot of the things that eBay puts out there, tools they give us to make the sale, and actually making the sales if we use them. Let's see. Tommy says resellers are only business people that will do anything to save 13 cents, even if it costs them $5. Clowns that are preaching daily and relist are the same type that got final value fee added to shipping. Yeah. I do it as a practice. I don't do it every day. I think that's just a waste of your time, to be honest with you. But if we're trying to game the system to make bad items sell, I guess that's one way to do it, right? Josh says, I went to look at a collection of Chinese porcelain today that they said was from the Ming Dynasty. It was all 1950s export ware. Insane. Wow. Tommy says, trust me, if end relist starts noticeably cutting into promoted revenue, it'll be gone. Watch. I think so. eBay is always looking at their bottom line. Yeah. Patricia says, Josh, in us, you can apply to NOAA for a permit to sell ivory or in the US, you can apply to NOAA for a permit to sell ivory that was harvested before the laws. That's interesting. Hustleman says, I stopped sending out offers due to when they extending my handling time. It wouldn't let me extend on some items because offers were still out. Would you know if there's a workaround in this? Well, if you're trying to change your handling time when you have active offers, you're going to have to end the item, end all the items that are associated with that business policy, and then change the business policy and then sell similar and with the new updated business policy. Josh says in Canada, there's a lot of Inuit resin fakes made by Boma or Wolf Industries. 99% of the Inuit art I come across is fake garbage, some with Chinese porcelain. But it's good that you know the difference. Right. There's some people out there who will think, wow, trust the person, and buy it, and, they're out. Sort of like buying, what is it? Louis Vuitton purses at a yard sale. You look for all the signs. It's chained to their house, right? They have a little chain that's.
You think that's the.
They don't want you to shoplift
indicator.
Rockin' yard sale. Not too sure. Stick up for all the bull eBay is right now. Today is the first day I have not listed anything due to putting up with it. I don't know how much longer I can put up with it much longer. It's tough, and it's not all eBay though, guys. It's the economy is part of the equation. It's not a disaster economy. We're not, dealing with soup lines or anything like that, like in the Depression, but people are hurting for money. And I don't know what you're selling, but maybe, just maybe, that's not going to sell as effectively right now. The market just may not be supporting sales. Josh Galt says, takes issue. I'll move them to Waddington's. They're all the world's largest Inuit auction house. Let's see if I can catch up a little bit to you guys. Maya says, yeah, it's definitely not worth it to sell Native American items on eBay here because even if they're allowed, there are trolls that still like to report them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people who do not like the fact that you're selling those kind of items. Nab Lamb says, I've been watching your videos on the way to work almost every day. They're very informative. But my question is, if I hit that like button while I get a sale, here's the promise to you. You hit the like button, you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours. Might be a small sale, but you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours. If not, I'll give you your money back for the money you spent on hitting that like button. But if you appreciate the content, joking aside, hit the like button, guys. And maybe it's a karma thing. It works for a lot of people, though. Chatterbrain says, I just got an odd notification. Someone sent me an offer. When I went to accept the offer, a little message popped up saying that whatever customer paid at checkout first got the item. Is this new? Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. No. It doesn't even make sense because, if two buyers are at the same time trying to buy your item, I mean, why would they tell anyone? They would just tell the other person, sorry. Then that will show up in your waiting for payment section. And if it's not, then I would be trying to contact someone to find out what's going on. Now, Mike just got a ka-ching for hitting the like button, then another bonus sale right after that. Hit that like button, guys.
See, so it works.
A ka-ching is a $20 or more sale. A cha-ching is like a little cheesy little sale, but it's still a sale nonetheless. So good job there. Chastity says, same happened to me on Friday. It took about an hour for it to show on my awaiting payment status. I did report it to eBay. So give it a little time and then report it if you don't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, sales are hard enough to come by than to get teased like that.
That's kind
of wrong. We got Larry Todd. It's been hanging out, I guess. It says, Kat probably learned stuff analyzing your store ping. So, did I miss something?
The nurse flipper.
Okay.
She went over and looked at Ping's store. And
I had Kat the nurse flipper do a review on my store. Thankfully, she didn't have a lot of suggestions for me. That means you're doing things right.
That means you're doing things good.
Yeah. Talking to Bobby. Bobby, popped in here. A lot of good stuff going on with his store. A lot of good things going on. Some tweaks that I thought he needs to make. But aside from that, he's doing a lot of good things. So that's really good when you contact someone and ask for, another pair of eyes to look at your store and they can't come back with a lot. That means you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's going on? Kent's having issues today, right?
No, Kent's on his best behavior.
Nice. Trust me, you can teach her things about reselling. No doubt. I think, Ping, you watch enough content. I've seen you in a lot of chats, a lot of lives that, as people say things in these live streams, it's a lot of the same stuff. Mm-hmm. And it tends to just build into your subconscious that, you know what to do. You know that if you come across something questionable, you know which way to go with it because you have had at least a lot of experience listening to, advice. And sometimes I'm sure you've been able to weed out the bad advice. I think we are here. I have caught up to you guys and I'm pretty proud of myself. Actually, I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it before 5 p.m. Pacific, but I caught up.
Devon just got a bundle on Posh.
Bundles, but did they buy the bundle? Did they buy the bundle? I'm curious. I don't know if you guys are curious either, but before we go, I'm going to see if
Debbie.
What happened? Oh, Debbie Shukar says, hi, John and Jenna. My first time on the live chat. We love watching you guys. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know if anyone cares, but I'm going to see what the heck sold on Bonanza. That's really strange. We don't get sales on this platform. Let's see. Sold. Ooh, it's a nice chunk.
Ooh, what is that?
It's a $97 sale. What is it? Sales.
Uh-oh.
What? Well, it keeps popping up. These pop-ups keep happening. It's a cultivator tiller. Yes. It's a Black & Decker cultivator tiller that I've been sitting on for like 3 months now. So,
but the question is, do we still have it?
We still have it. That thing has not sold. And I was starting to second guess ever buying that again. So, yeah, we sold a cultivator tiller, not a toilet seat. And then Junk Trader's been listening the whole time while cleaning the bathroom. Nothing but fun stuff here. Hello. Oh, yeah.
she's elbow deep
Yeah.
in shit.
Yeah, hopefully not. That's pretty
Yeah.
bad. That's a bad thought.
I know.
So guys, I think we're at the end of the road here. I want to thank you for everything, all the super chats, and just the.
No, we didn't sell the paper tape machine,
No,
Kent.
did not sell.
I used the
We
heck
love
out
that
of that
thing.
thing.
That thing is gold.
That
Trust
thing
me.
last night worked overtime.
Yeah, that thing is absolute gold. When you're trying to repair boxes, it looks so much better.
Yes.
It's worth its weight in gold.
Yes.
So again, thank you guys for being here. Sales may slow down here this week. Just, it's part of the game. Q4, if anything, Q4 before Christmas, people are kind of done, guys. People are kind of done. But that doesn't mean that eBay is rigged. It doesn't mean that, if you get a slow sales week that eBay's against you. It just means that that's just the way it is. And if you are having continuous problems over the last few weeks, few months, maybe this year, check to see A, what you're selling, and B, if what you're selling is selling for other people, then it must be something wrong with either your account health or what you're doing with your listings. But figuring all that out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And you guys have a great rest of your week. We will be here on Friday at our regular time, and we will see you guys then. Take care, everyone.
We love you.